Right, hello. I'm back and I've got a new toy, except the connection thing to go into my phone is very, very sus, so I'm going to be holding this delicately. Anyway, hello. I'm a professional YouTuber. I've got a microphone and everything, but I'm back a week post surgery. I'm filming this a little bit later in the week actually, but I'm going to discuss the first week after surgery, after my Patella Tendon Rupture surgery. And let you know how it's gone, let you know how it's felt, any bits of advice for you if you're about to go through it. A couple of things I got up to during the week, and just generally let you know how it's been. Spoiler alert, it was absolutely fine. And then I've got a few questions that came in on my Instagram that I'll answer at the end. But yeah, here's a few clips from the week. So I think it's time to take my bandage off, but I'm a bit apprehensive. It's under the first layer of bandage. Does really look like my leg's been squeezed by the brace a bit. So here is what my leg is looking like. That looks like it's a big cut compared to my other one. It's going to take some getting used to. So this is my new look from now on. Bandage free, but fat knee and plaster poking out. Right, the end of my first full day at home. It's a big old cut, man. You can kind of see it there, obviously, but it carries on a bit down to about here. Obviously it's hard to know what is actually cut and what's not, and I don't know whether it's stapled or stitched yet, but I'll get them off in a couple of weeks. But so obviously that's the first time my brace came off as well, and you realise that a lot of the kind of feeling is from the brace being quite tight and putting some pressure on, which obviously it needs to do to keep your legs straight, but pain wise it's uncomfortable, but it's not, I don't know. I haven't taken any pain medication today. They gave me a load of medicine, but I haven't had any today and I'm fine, so yeah, as I mentioned in there, look at me, how scared I am of the mic not working. The main issue that was causing a bit of grief was the brace on my leg. Other than that, the pain wasn't too bad. So the first day coming back from hospital was tough, but then got back and settled in and slept, and then yeah, the cause of the pain is having a swollen leg and a brace that needs to be tight enough to hold it straight, but also not so tight that it causes loads of discomfort. But that's the only tricky bit. That's the cause of the discomfort. But it wasn't bad. The pain wasn't terrible. If you're approaching this surgery and you're nervous about it, which you're probably going to be, I'm here to tell you, the first week is the toughest and it's not that bad. You can do it, so don't heap extra stress on yourself about some horrible pain, because for me anyway, it didn't arrive, so no extra stress. And also, because the brace will getting used to, I didn't really get shown thoroughly how to put it on. The physio showed me, like, just put it on me, and obviously I was looking at it and it's not the most complicated thing in the world, but there are some things to take into account, like you'd have to get the length right and how tight you need the straps and all stuff like that. So just have a play with it, look into it. Obviously don't change the lock settings because you need to keep your legs straight, but have a play with it, get it as comfortable as you can. First few days it's not going to be super comfortable regardless of what you do, but from there figure out like the different tightness of the different straps, and yeah, just figure out what works for you. The main thing you need it to be comfortable for is overnight, so figure out what works and so you can get some good sleep. Obviously I mentioned there not taking the painkillers. That is not to be some brave guy and make out I'm some hero. On the surgery video, if you've watched it, if you haven't, go and watch it. But I explained all the medicine I came away with, and basically, yeah, if you haven't watched it, essentially I got given a big box of laxatives as well, because if I take all the tablets that they gave me, I wouldn't be able to go to the toilet. And I made the decision that if the pain's not there or it's manageable, which it has been the whole time, I'm not going to take the medicine and then not need laxatives. So yeah, but it's also just another way of saying don't stress too much about the pain, because you're going to be fine, 100%. A few groggy days that are a bit like not ideal, and then after that it's fine. One of the bits of medicine I did discuss in the other surgery video was the injections. Now they do take getting used to, because that's not pleasant to start with. But also you do them for a few, so obviously if you've not watched it, you just have a little injection for the first 2 weeks that you have to stick into your tummy every evening. It's a blood thinner to make sure that, because they're expecting you to not move for a bit, just to make sure you don't clot. It's obviously very worthwhile, because little injections aren't ideal, but I'm sure blood clots would be much worse. It feels like for a few days you're not going to get used to it, it's just going to be rank, but actually you do get used to it, and it's kind of fine. I noticed that to start with I was putting it really slowly and doing it all really slowly, but with a bit of care, if you do it a bit more quickly, it's fine. You do get used to it, even though it feels like you might not. And then when you see the box of syringes dwindle, it's a good feeling, man. And then slowly but surely you get to the end. So stick with it. You do get used to it. Yeah, and it's fine, really. Right, so I've just had my first shower and I'm over the moon. I feel class for it. How silly is that? A shower. How normal is a shower normally? Run down, jump in, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, out. The whole thing takes about 10 minutes. It's exhausting, but I'm buzzing. First shower done. Fresh. So it's Saturday, and I've made it to watch the football, and I've got my legs up. So I'm so happy. So yeah, I managed to get out and see the boys play. That was 4 days post. Originally my first aim to get out of the house was the cup final. So I got injured in the semi-final on April the 11th. Had surgery on the 25th, I believe. And the lads cup finals on the 3rd of May, which was the Wednesday. Had my operation on the Tuesday. The following Wednesday was the final. So that was my first target, was to try and get out of the house for then. But I was ahead of schedule. I managed to get out on the Saturday, go and watch the boys get another 3 points, which I was just buzzing about, man. But the amount that you progress every day is crazy, honestly. The day before, I'd basically been cooped up in my room for 2 or 3 days since I've been back. Well, for 2 days since I've been back. And then managed to kind of fight my way down to sit in the garden for like 5 or 10 minutes. But that was plenty because it was a bit knackering, just felt like a bit of an ordeal. It probably wasn't, it's just being dramatic, but it was the first time I'd moved and stuff. But yeah, that felt like a big achievement. And then the next day, I got up and went and watched my mates play football, plonked my leg on a picnic bench, sat without any pain, and it was great. And yeah, like I said, had my first shower that day. So that was great and well ahead of schedule. So another reminder, it's not that bad. By all means, build it up in your head if you want to, because deal with it however you want to deal with it. But it's not this horrendous thing that you might be building up in your head. It might help to build it up in your head, get through it, and then think, oh yeah, it's not as bad as I thought. That might help, because that was good for me. But yeah, if you're really panicky and worrying about it, don't, because you will be absolutely fine, trust me. And also, if you're, it's not squeamish really, I was going to say, if you're a bit squeamish, I'm going to show you what my leg looked like through the week, just with a couple of clips, just because I think it might be useful, just because I was worried that mine looked weird, because it kind of bruised a bit around the brace and stuff. Anyway, I'll show you a couple of clips here. If you don't want to see it, look away. It's not horrendous, but it's not super pretty. It might help you to see what mine was looking like, and then know that if yours looks similar, it's okay. Well, I hope it's okay. I haven't had an appointment yet. But yeah, there are bits of bruising involved, like quite a lot of swelling that's since gone down and stuff. So I'll show you what it looked like, and then you can kind of go through yours with me and see that if yours looks similar, it's fine. My leg does not look like a leg at the moment. Look at it, the way it's all like swelling's moved around where the brace has been. Weird, man. It's all like here. So yeah, the first time I took my bandage off and had a look at it, I obviously knew the cut was there. You'll see in my first video, which was the night before, it was a bit strange knowing that I'd always have a big scar on my knee for the rest of my life, when at that point I didn't have it. But yeah, so I knew obviously they'd cut it, but taking the bandage off and kind of seeing it for the first time was a bit of a strange experience. It just is all going to take getting used to. As with everything else, it's been fine, and everything's just a case of getting used to it, and you do adapt to stuff so quickly. But yeah, that was it's a weird experience, and it'll be a weird experience getting my big plaster off in a few days' time. But again, we'll just deal with all of it. You can deal with it all, trust me. It's all weird. The whole thing is weird. When it happened, it was weird. Being in hospital was weird, and all that stuff is weird, but you just get used to it. I'm quite looking forward to seeing the actual cut now, and yeah, getting my plaster off and seeing what's gone on. Right, we are a week post-surgery. It's Tuesday, so yeah, a few hours short of a week post. It's been a good week, ups and downs, but for the most part, just ups. Oh, a bit weird, isn't it? couldn't have asked for better, really. Obviously, bits of pain, bits of discomfort. A couple of nights where I haven't slept amazing, but on the whole, absolutely fine. This is current leg situation. But yeah, if you'd have told me before the operation that this is what the first week would be like, I'd have snapped your hand off. So, have to be happy with that. So, as I said, I got down and watched the boys on the Saturday, which was well ahead of schedule. They had a hell of a schedule at the end of the season because they had a game on Monday. And on Monday, in the last 3 or 4 minutes,
He's hit the post and it's in! And the ball is squared. There has to be a chance! And it's in from Parker. And it's 3-2.
Scored 2 goals to secure promotion. So, very, very pleased that what is probably my last ever football season has ended with promotion. They had the cup final on the Wednesday as well. Keep what happened in the cup final until the next video. Right, so a couple of questions now from my Instagram. And as always, if you've got any questions, drop them on my Instagram or comment them on these videos and I'll get back to everything. If you want to have a private conversation about it, feel free at any time. Like I've said in the other ones, if it's 2023 or 2028 when you're asking them, get in touch, man. I'll always be happy to have a chat. The first question was, how long will I be out of work? I will be out of work for, I would estimate, about 3 months at least, I'd say. It really depends on my recovery. So for those of you that don't know, it's going to be very hard to believe, but I do make a living as a model. I look like a scruff ball right now, so I forgive you if you don't believe me. But yeah, I think people maybe underestimate sometimes how much movement there can be involved. Like, you kind of have to be available to do any sort of job. And I've had lots where I'm running through fields or jumping off stuff and doing all sorts of movement, which of course I can't do and won't be able to do for a while. But even the more sort of basic jobs, if I'm getting changed into 50, 60, 70 outfits a day, I need a fully functional set of legs to move myself around and get into different clothes and move around on set and get the shots that people want. So I won't be going back to work unless I can do a good job, because I take my job very seriously. But I'm hopeful 3 months, and I'm hopeful sooner if possible. But I'll just when I can start to do my rehab, I'll do it properly. But yeah, it's difficult to know. Things improve so quickly all the time. Every day, man, the improvement is crazy. So fingers crossed before then. I'm expecting 3 months maybe. And yeah, we'll go from there. Next question was, as a sporty person, what's the sport you're going to miss the most during this convalescence, which I didn't know that word actually. Great word. There's 2 for sure. Obviously football, because it happened playing football, and the lads have we've had an unbelievable season, to be honest. But also golf. I really love my golf, and of course I've been waiting all winter for the weather to come back to play golf in the UK, and the evenings are now lovely and light, and I can't play. And I think it'll be quite a while until I can do either. Golf will come back soon, I expect. I don't think I'm going to play football again, which is obviously pretty heartbreaking, but right now it doesn't feel like it would be worth it, competitively anyway. I intend to get my legs back to the position where they could do that if I wanted to, but I'd be surprised if I put myself in the position to potentially do this again, put myself out of work for such a long time, and the sort of ordeal of it, could do without it. So I've got my coaching badge. Well, I've got my level 2 coaching badge, so maybe I'll go into coaching as a way of keeping involved with football, but not put myself in harm's way. But yeah, football and golf, mostly golf now. I'm concentrating on my golf because, as I say, unfortunately I think football's gone for me, but hopefully golf will be there for a long, long time. So very much looking forward to getting back out on the golf course. And that's all the questions I've had this week. Thanks so much for watching. This is the 3rd video I've done. 4th will be coming shortly, and I'll just be doing kind of weekly check-ins just to let you know what it's like, and hopefully it's helpful if you're going through it yourself, or if you've just been nosy, or if you don't like me and you're just really enjoying the fact I've got an injury. Whatever your reason is for watching, I appreciate it. I don't really appreciate it if you're just watching it to enjoy it, but whatever. Thanks for watching, and I'll have another update in the coming days, because week 2 is just around the corner. Take it easy. And as I say, if you've ever got any questions or need any help or any advice or anything, just give me a shout at any time. My Instagram's in the description. Comment on here, and I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching. See you next time. See you next time. I don't actually know if this has made a difference whatsoever, because I can't tell on the videos if it's worked or not. So this is a test, and I'm going to upload this onto the video regardless. If the mic hasn't made a difference, I've just sat here and videoed this the whole time holding like this. That will make me look quite silly, but hey ho. Hopefully it's worked. Has it? I don't know. We'll find out. Thanks for watching.